Hey guys, here we are back in social studies / writing with our American Revolution essay. And we have done the introduction. We have done the first body paragraph, and we are on to body paragraph 2. So I'm going to type a couple examples of what that might look like with you, and then you can go ahead and do your own. So first, body paragraph 2 is on the Constitution. The war is over. The now United States won. They have to figure out how they run this new country they have. And this is their plan. They have some other plans before that failed, but this is the one they stick with. So what is the Constitution? Well, first off, it's a piece of paper, right? And it's a piece of paper that has laws for how the government should be run. So I'm going to say the Constitution is a document with the major laws that will run the new nation, the United States of America. That's what it is. How did it organize the government? Well, it organizes the government with 3 branches. Each branch balances the power of the other branches so that one can't take over. The authors of the Constitution didn't want to create a new king after they just fought a war against one. So I feel like I've answered this part. How did it organize the government? What are the 3 branches? We said that there are 3, but what are they? Those branches are the executive, judicial, and legislative branches. Let's do them one at a time. The executive branch is the president, and the people he appoints, that means hires, to help him. The legislative branch is the representatives from each state. So those are the people each state, like Oregon, Washington, California, New York, all the different states, they vote on someone to go work in Washington, D.C. and run the government on behalf of the state. So their job is to go help run the government and try to get things that help their state as well as run the government well. And those people are all in their own branch, the legislative branch. Last, the judicial branch is the court system that judges whether laws are legal. So when a president or a legislative branch member tries to make a law, the judge judges, is that law legal? Is this a good law? And if citizens have broken laws, right? And what we're going to do about that. That's it. That's basically our 3 branches. These are the very basics of the Constitution. There's a lot more to it, but if you just had this much, that's fine. So now that you have that, let's get rid of these guiding questions. If you want to put more in, these are some things you might talk about. You might talk about who makes laws and who vetoes laws. So you could talk about how the president can make a law or propose a law to Congress, and Congress will vote on that law, the legislative branch will vote on that law, but the president can veto it. You could also talk about appointments. how the president can appoint who he wants to work for him, and he can even appoint judges to the judicial branch, but the legislative branch gets to vote on those appointments and decide if they were a good choice. And that's one of the ways we have powers balanced between those different branches. You could also, if it's something you want to go above and beyond, you could learn about the Supreme Court. So if you have a court case that a lower court can't decide, it goes to a Supreme Court, or they do decide, but the Supreme Court decides it's important, they can have the case heard again in front of them. And you can talk about how the Supreme Court, if you're in it, a judge there, you have your job for life. That way, a president can't get rid of you because they think you're doing a bad job and not choosing the laws they want. You're there forever. Those are things you can talk about that are optional. But that's your job today, is to write body paragraph 2 about the Constitution.